All right, are you ready, Rach?
Born ready.
All right, Gaga, you were born this way.
That's right. Most of the time, I'm not born ready at all.
You know, I feel like we coordinated our outfits, but we didn't coordinate. I'm okay with it. I have one, like the blue and white stripe.
Yeah, you're like channeling your throat, third eye chakra.
I'm channeling my coastal Kristen grandma vibes. That's what it.
Coastal
This
Kristen
is what
grandma.
coastal Kristen grandma vibes is going to be like, but I'm going to have like long white hair.
Okay.
And
Yeah, I was
I'm
gonna say
gonna live in New England.
drop the grandma because this
No,
none of this
in like
is grandma.
when I'm like in my 60s.
We can talk about your outfit in your 60s when you're 60.
Fine. It's going to be way more fabulous than this.
I
I'm not
agree.
going to give any fucks at all.
Because we give so many now.
I know. Should we welcome people?
I mean,
All right, here
naturally.
we go.
Welcome to Two Mystic Mamas.
What are we talking about today, Rach?
We are kicking off our chakra series, and we are starting with the foundation chakra, the root,
The root, the spine,
the red root,
the red.
the red root.
It sounds scandalous.
Yeah. That's not scandalous.
It's not. It sounds like Red Room.
It sounds like what?
Like Red Room. Like the BDSM Red Rooms.
Oh.
Or even like the red light district in Amsterdam.
Well, there are red light districts around the world. Have you ever been to Amsterdam?
I haven't, but my dad's told me. That sounds weird.
I haven't, but my dad has.
Oh, my dad has. No, he did tell me about when he was like younger and he was traveling over there and like the girls and in the windows and stuff.
It's not as, I guess, scandalous as one would think. I think different red light districts in different cities, because I do know that they exist in other cities. Amsterdam is the most famous one, right? And they have the windows, and you basically rent a room with a curtain that has a window, and then you display yourself in the curtain until someone decides that they want to come and partake.
New retirement plan.
In whatever activities you want to partake in. Anyways.
I mean, what a great first conversation to have with our two lovely new interns here with us.
I know. Welcome, guys. Welcome.
Yeah.
We also need loving cat names. Pet names.
We'd like to give you both cat names.
You guys are both a form of feline.
Hey, kitty.
And
welcome all you cats and kittens to Two Mystic Mamas.
Oh, bless. All right.
I can't believe that show fucking took off like it did. Like, can we have a moment for, what's his, Joe Tiger? No.
Oh.
What the hell's his name?
The Lion King.
No.
No, not the Tiger. The Tiger King.
Fucking Mufasa.
Oh my God. Today I have had some interesting one-liners.
Wait,
we have to talk about the
Joe,
fact.
It's Joe something, right?
Oh, Joe.
Anybody?
Joe Magic? No,
What?
Joe.
You're
Joe Exotic.
There it is. Did you guys watch that?
Okay, in 2020 they did a documentary about this fucking lunatic who has a big cat reserve, like out in Oklahoma, Iowa. I don't know, somewhere out in the middle of the country. And so he had this reserve with all of these big cats, and you could go and tour them. Almost like a spectator, you would be like, oh, let's go see some lions and some tigers. And they had all different types of big cats. But he had some extracurricular activities happening there.
Like meth and having sex with his handlers?
Yeah.
But it like took off in 2020 because everything shut down and then everybody was watching this fucking nut job.
Yeah. I mean, the documentary, if you're into documentaries, was...
You're going to call it a documentary. Really?
I think it's what it is.
It's like we could loosely call it a docu-series.
Docu-series, yes. And then there's another woman that he has this giant feud with that also has an interesting past.
And she also has one of these sanctuaries. And
they theorize that she killed her husband and fed him to the cats.
He's just been missing forever.
Yeah, like not to be found. Because
so go watch Magic Joe and
Mufasa
the Lion Tiger King.
Dear Lord. Anyway, so you guys can think about your pet names that you would like to have. Maybe also what pet you would like to be. let's get into the details of the root. Well, maybe we should start and just do a quick overview of the chakra system and then why we're focusing on.
Yeah. If you guys do have questions about the chakra system, please go back to Chakras 101. Give it a listen. We kind of go into a little bit of detail about each one and how they affect our bodies and our minds and our spirits. The root chakra is like our plug into the earth, right? And if our soul had like a USB, I feel like it would be the root chakra.
It would start with the root chakra. Like the root chakra is super foundational to alignment, to how the other chakras are balanced and how they work. And if your root chakra is not aligned, it can be detrimental. It can have negative effects on your life. So maybe we could start there. Like, what does a underactive root chakra look like?
Anxiety would be one. Money fears.
Yep.
Is another. Just feeling disconnected from your body.
Correct.
Completely.
Yep.
That's a big one. And I think that was the one that was most noticeable for me when I needed to heal my root chakra, was that complete disconnection from my body that I was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And it came through trauma and just the art of disassociation, right?
Yes.
Got very, very, very good at that.
Yes.
And just feeling unsafe, ungrounded, uneasy. Like, these are all signs that your root chakra is imbalanced.
Yep. I think another one, if you have this resonated with me a lot, was poor boundaries. I've come to just love enabling boundaries and also analyzing boundaries and making sure that we have boundaries in place. And this goes back to protection. And I, for a long time, have done a poor job of grounding in and making sure that my root chakra is in alignment, right? You don't want an overbalanced or an underbalanced any chakra. But again, with the root, it's the base of your tailbone. It's your perineum area. I was reading an article that basically associated it to when a fetus is first developing in the womb and how all these things have to come together to form an incredible human being that then is birthed out. That is similar to how important the root chakra is in all ways, shapes, or forms for our lives, because you have to have all of those pieces at play. And it is foundational. So it does encompass our security, our materialistic things that we need in this human experience on earth to survive. So our food, our shelter, our water, it's highly, highly critical. And so it does need to have a lot of attention spent on it on a pretty regular basis.
I think also that when you enter motherhood and you have a baby, it absolutely shakes that core, that root chakra. And that's one, I mean, any of our listeners that are moms can probably associate with feeling so off balance. Did you have that feeling like in labor and delivery with your kids? Did you ever have like an uneasy feeling?
Not so much in labor and delivery, because like you're in go mode at that point, right? Like, you know, you have a job that you have to do and you know what is at the end of that job. I had fear throughout my pregnancy in different stages of what that would look like. And motherhood is so interesting because it builds on as it happens. So like you get pregnant and then there's this fear of, okay, I have to get to the 10 months. Everyone says 9 months. Fuck that. It's 10 months.
40 fucking weeks.
Yeah. Of once you get the baby, then it's like the prize at the end, right? But then there's a new set of fear that develops. It's like, oh my God, now I have to raise this human and I have to keep this human alive. And then once you get over that, it's like, now you're moving into fundamentals and, you know, hand-eye coordination and gross motor skills. And motherhood is really interesting. But to answer your question, not in delivery. And I trusted my body.
Right.
I always had a deep sense of trust. And that's because I was raised by really strong women that had pretty easy pregnancies and deliveries. So I also trusted that because I think genetics does play a role in that. So I had a lot of support. I had really amazing friends also around me that were incredible mothers themselves, and always just Trust your body. Trust your body. You were made to do this. Like, whether you choose to go down that path and have children or not, we're made to do this. We are made to hold life, create life, and deliver and bring life into this world. Did you have?
No, I had a very different experience, but I also had a very, very hard labor and delivery with Evie because it was long and arduous. But yeah, my experience was not really fun. And I remember getting towards the end of my pregnancy and being like, oh, the physical part, I have to get this baby out of me. It wasn't the other parts that were scary to me. And every part of my labor and delivery was rough. Like, I ended up finally getting an epidural and they put it in the wrong spot and they had to redo it. I was literally projectile vomiting in the room while they're doing it. I'm contracting. It was terrible. And it just was forever. And so after I gave birth to her, I remember I just shook violently. Like, they couldn't get, it's like my body went into shock.
Yep.
They couldn't get me to stop shaking. It was wild.
I shook with Graham because I had fallen asleep during the epidural. I didn't fall asleep during the epidural.
What kind of monster are you?
I fell asleep during the epidural? I fell asleep right after the epidural, and I woke up and Graham had progressed the whole way down the birth canal and literally was crowning, and I'm asleep. So my body started shaking uncontrollably, and the only way I could get my body to stop after he came out like a rocket ship.
Yeah.
That skin to skin. Until it took a minute to just recover.
Right.
So we talked a little bit about like what an underactive root chakra is and what some of the signs are. So if you have some of these signs, it is indicative that you have an unbalanced root chakra, but you can also have an overactive root chakra. And I would have to say men tend to have overactive root chakras a lot. It's the ego.
I know you're waiting for me to say something inappropriate, but I'm going to hold it in this time.
So, greed is a sign of an overactive root chakra. Materialism, basing so much on the materialistic wealth of what you have, not who you are, what do you bring to the world. Excessive fear or aggression, controlling behaviors. Basically, if you're a fucking narcissist, you're root chakra is just...
You need punched right in the root chakra.
Right in the root chakra. Oh, man. We could probably all think of a few narcissists we'd like to punch right in the root chakra. Which, if you're not paying attention, that would be where your vagina or your dick is. So, bam! Right in that neck of the woods. Fun fact.
Please lay it on me.
When I was in elementary school, one of my favorite things to do was to kick boys in the nuts. And now I'm analyzing that to be like, you need to rebalance your root chakra. In preparing for this episode, I was trying to look for some supporting material that we can share with our listeners. And I found some really fantastic articles, one of which is by, her name's Precious Lee. She is a model. And it's a really, really well-written article. And the art is also incredible. It's by a Brooklyn-based artist. And she just had some really amazing things to say about the root chakra. The Sanskrit name for the root chakra is, I don't even know how to say it.
It's Muladhara.
Muladhara.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Muladhara. And then it's also you can do the mudra, like the hand.
The OG Taylor Swift heart.
Yeah.
Well,
this one is you bring them together. You like cross.
I do know that there are different signs for each one of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we'll have some visuals for you guys that you guys can check this out. But, when you're meditating or you're going into a yoga pose, because yoga really is fundamental too in the root chakra.
Right. So Kundalini practices, this is where they're based in, is in the root chakra. And it is basically the visual representation of it is a snake. And it's this energy. It can be sexual energy. It can be passionate energy. And when people go through a Kundalini awakening, it's like a very, very intense process of awakening the serpent that's inside your root chakra and basically allowing that to come out.
I know that they offer that around. You can find Kundalini yoga. It's a very specific type of yoga.
I think the awakening is different. It's like a fasting process. It's like a whole spiritual process. I have a friend that started to go through it, and just being a mom of 2 young boys, I don't think she was ever able to like fully finish the process, but it is something we can look into.
Yeah.
And if there's any experts out there that want to come on and talk about the Kundalini awakening, we're here for it.
I know one of the spiritual healers that I follow pretty religiously, and he has a pretty strong following, Kyle Gray. He does Kundalini yoga every day.
Oh, Kyle Gass. He's back.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy. That guy.
Who knew Tenacious D was so spiritual?
All right, so
yes.
I don't know. I'm trying to look to see if we want to.
Maybe we can talk about some healing tools that people can use.
Yeah.
If they are working with this root chakra energy.
Mm-hmm.
There's obviously any of the healing tools that we use on a regular basis, crystals, grounding exercises. But I really think that creating an altar for yourself, for your root chakra, is like a really good place to start, right? Anything that's associated with the color red, the element of earth, maybe photos of your ancestors. You could put some herbs around, dandelion root, ashwagandha, nettle tea. Have you ever had nettle tea?
I have not.
I haven't either, but I hear
nettles are motherfuckers.
I know. That's why I'm like, I feel like I wouldn't want to make tea. I wouldn't want to grow it and make tea out of it.
Mm-mm. My great grandmother used to give my mom a nickel for every nettle she would pick. Nickel. I'd be like, bitch, $50. Like, you're gonna come out of that.
This is your grandmother we're talking about.
Great grandmother.
Great grandmother.
Hazel.
Yeah, they just had 50s rolling out for nettles.
We called her the crab.
Was she a Cancer?
No, she was a bitch. She was a crab. Like Krabby Babby. Krabby Babby. I mean, I actually don't know if she was a Cancer as far as her zodiac. But yeah, we talk a lot about grounding. Grounding is probably, honest to God, the easiest thing that you can do. And it's almost immediate. Like, you just literally need to step outside. You need to get your feet on the ground. If you can't get outside, you can just do a meditation, like a mindful minute practice where you just envision yourself stepping onto the ground and growing roots through the bottom, from your root chakra, through your legs, down into the earth.
Right.
Like,
the visualization is so powerful.
And important
of roots literally going into the earth.
Into the ground, yes. And then you're pulling that energy, right? You're pulling the energy up through the earth, up through your legs, into your body. It's easy, it's simple, but what you do when you ground is you reset. You're allowing yourself to calm. You're allowing yourself to just be in the moment. So if you're having one of those overwhelmed type, like it happens with me with the kids, where I just get so amped up. They get me so triggered that I find myself being like, oh, I just need to breathe. Breathing's another one.
Maybe some hip opening yoga if you're feeling triggered like that. But for some other people that aren't feeling that chaos, maybe they need to get outside and dance and stomp and drum and like literally just get their fucking energy moving.
Yeah, there's so many exercises. Just get out into nature.
And eat some root vegetables.
Root vegetables. I know, we're trying to keep this like very simple for you guys.
Yeah.
So the root chakra equals root vegetables. So you can roast them. You can eat them raw. Some of them, not all of them. There's a lot you can do with them. You can make soup. You can saute them. And root vegetables, there's a lot of them out there. And they're always in season. There's always a root vegetable that is in season at any point. So,
what's your favorite root veggie?
Well, I really like beets. You either like beets or you hate beets. Jeff can no longer eat beets because he says they taste like dirt. Because I told him that they kind of taste like dirt. But I love beets.
Power of the mind.
Power of the mind. What about you?
I'm a sweet potato kind of gal.
I love sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Turnips are also really good.
Mm-hmm.
Parsnips. Yeah. I got really into eating a lot of root vegetables when I was over in England because they would always prepare them with their roast dinners. Carrots are pretty high in sugar, but That's probably the most popular root
I mean, I feel
vegetable.
like compared to the sugar that you're going to drink in a beverage or
oh sure,
your Starbucks latte, eat the fucking carrot. You'll be okay.
Yep. So root vegetables are good. Proteins are also associated with the root chakra, and red fruits and vegetables. Again, the color red is what represents the root chakra.
Well, the same thing goes with crystals. You're looking at red jasper, garnet. Smoky quartz is another one. I know it's not red, but it does associate to the root chakra and amplifying the energy.
Mm-hmm. This is one that has the rutile in it. I bought this at the Crow's Nest.
I love that place.
It has there's a lot of healing properties that come with crystals. And if you guys are unfamiliar with crystals, right, these are also elements that are found in the earth, and they have their own frequency and energy that they carry. They're not just pretty stones. You can pop them in your pocket. You can wear them on your body. You can set them on your altar. You can put intentions into them. So there's a lot that you can do with crystals. They're not just pretty rocks.
Have you ever worked with any of the crystal sound bowls?
No, I've never done them or touched them. I've seen them on plenty of videos. They're incredible.
They are. I'm pretty sure the lower toned sound bowls are related to the root chakra as well.
Touching on that, there are frequency hertz that are associated with the root chakra. So if you are on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen to your music, 396 hertz, which is also known as the solfeggio frequency, is believed to help reduce fear and guilt, facilitating emotional healing. 432 is known as a natural tuning frequency. It's thought to promote harmony and grounding. 228 hertz. This is related to the root chakra as it aids with awakening and the balance. And then 256 hertz is also associated, believed to resonate with the energy of being rooted. And I like to listen to Hertz music. I mean, you'll hear a lot of Hertz music when you listen to meditations and do that. But I like to have Hertz music on in the background while I'm cooking, while I'm sleeping, while I'm in the shower.
Just like any music that you listen to, there's going to be certain frequencies of music that feel uneasy for you to listen to, and others that actually feel really great and healing and transformative.
Yep.
No, I actually have a tattoo on my arm here that it says roots and wings in the middle of a small lotus and a large lotus. And when I was going through a really, really difficult time in my life and I was becoming the person that I am now today, the lotus was a reminder for me that the most beautiful things can grow up through the mud, right? And that's why I had this tattoo done. And Roots and Wings is funny because it was a choir song that I learned when I was like really, really young before I moved one time. And then it was just this reminder for me that I can be rooted into the earth and grounded into who I am and still have wings and allow myself to fly and do all of the things that I want to do in the world. And I just think it's an important reminder that, like, if you're looking for something to help you through this journey with your root chakra, that there are affirmations out there, that there are symbols out there. And just because we're giving them these ideas on the podcast doesn't mean that that's it. That's all, be all, end all, right? Just remember that you are safe and you are supported and you are allowed to feel at home in your body. Mm-hmm. And that's for me, like the big reminder with the root chakra is it's okay for me to be in my body. I don't have to disassociate and be somewhere else.
Yes. I like to do that often. And it is important for me as well to call myself back home and to bring it in. And I think the other beautiful thing, first of all, I love that your tattoo speaks to you and it means something because that's what tattoos should be. They should be something for you, not for anybody else. And I think it's also important that when we're starting this series with the root chakra because it's the foundation. Naturally, you can do a meditation that balances all of your chakras. But when you really get into it, and I've been on my spiritual awakening journey now for almost 2 years, my root is still my most problematic chakra in the sense that I have to revisit my root chakra. I have to ground myself into Mother Earth. I have to remind myself to stay in my body on a daily basis. Because for so long, I had disassociated from it. And I didn't know it existed. I didn't know I had to balance it. I didn't know what a chakra was. So I had all this education that I was learning about. And now that I'm this version of myself, and we change versions all the time. We're always leveling up. We're always evolving and going into the next version. Balancing my root is just critical, and unbinding ancestral things that have existed for a long time is really important for me. And so doing, like you were saying, Kristen, about the mantras and just having those daily awarenesses when I wake up and when I go to bed, having that gratitude. Also, I am safe. I am secure. And when you have a solid balance and a solid foundation, you can build off of that.
Right.
I mean, think about building a home. If you don't have a solid foundation, at some point, whatever you build on, it will crumble. It will fall to the ground. And there's a lot of metaphors that you can associate with the root chakra and how important it is that you start that foundation with yourself and in yourself. So it's such a beautiful, beautiful chakra. It used to piss me off because I know I had so much trouble with it. But now I see, again, where there's discomfort, it's not a threat. And so that's another good exercise when you start thinking about the energy in your own body. Where do you struggle the most? I struggle the most with my root, my sacral, and my solar plex. Those three are my trouble children, my trouble chakras, but not in a negative sense. They just need the most work. They need the most unbinding. They need the most attention and love. And when I give them that, I am better for it, but it also helps me be a better version of myself.
Have you ever done a visualization for your root chakra that you can, like, imagining opening up from your heart down? I did this practice once when I did the somatic practice with Vanessa, and it really made a difference for me in being able to, like, starting the expansion here and not just rooting down, but feeling my width in every single direction, and then just visualizing what that looked like. And when I got down close to the root chakra, I was literally like seeing a jungle of thorns that was like protecting this inner child, if you will, right? And it takes a lot of meditation and soul searching, and
takes a lot of work.
Takes a lot of fucking work and energy to get through that. And the next time I did that practice with her, it was completely different. It felt completely different.
I remember you telling that story.
Yeah. Oh, during that episode.
Yeah, I have not done a meditation like that, but I would definitely be interested in doing that because it's like anything else. You learn something new all the time. Like, we are capable of growth every single day. And I've stopped being afraid of exploring my root. And naturally, I've always felt more aligned and connected to my higher chakras.
Oh yeah, I could live up in that crown chakra all day long.
But with the work that I'm doing and the work we're doing, being in our root is really fucking critical. And being healthy in our root is going to be able to platform us and the podcast and our work outside the podcast into the collective. So,
yeah. I think we should give our listeners a little challenge.
Okay.
So I think that a really good basic way to start working on the root chakra is, to your point, get outside 5 days in a row and walk barefoot. It doesn't have to be long. It can be 5 minutes. Just walk barefoot. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if it's squishy. I don't care if it's muddy. Just get out there and do it. Like, you're going to feel something. I don't care if you're even on concrete. Like, if you live in the city, just get outside. Just make sure it's clean, you know.
Also, while you're doing that exercise, be present with nature. So tune out all of the outside influences and focus on listening to the trees, focus on listening to the birds, Focus on how the leaves move, how the animals move. Just focus on the energy. I've been doing card pulls this week, and it's all been, well, most of it, all of my cards primarily have been with Archangel Ariel, which she is the angel of nature. She is the embodiment of the animals and the creatures. And so that resonated with me. And just the magic that exists in nature when you're present and you actually take the time to observe, you will be fascinated at what you see and what comes, because they can feel that.
Right.
You know? And I dare you to go hug a tree or two and tell them that you're grateful for their shade and their protection and everything, that the energy that they bring to your yard. Plant some flowers. Surround yourself with rainbows. Also, journal prompts. There can be some really great journal prompts that you can ask yourself. And so some of them would be, what makes me feel safe and grounded? And this is a loaded question, right? So you don't want to just cover the basis. You want to really kind of dig into some of this. Like, what makes you feel safe and grounded? Is it your home? What is specifically in your home? Is it a bed? Is it a chair? Is it a book? Is it an area? What about that area? Really try to get as detailed as possible and let the thoughts just flow. Don't control them. When you're journaling and you're in a place where you're just letting your thoughts come, you will be amazed at what is able to flow through. And then you can reread it and be like, oh my God, that makes so much sense.
Right.
Oh my God, I haven't really thought about that.
Like, what feels good? Mm-hmm. What people, places, rituals, like if you have a coffee ritual in the morning that just makes you feel good, or you have somebody that you run into every single day, or a friend that you just feel your best when you talk to them, or people that you can surround yourself with, a community you can surround yourself with, and just start to write about that, because you're going to see those patterns repeating themselves, and that's where you want to go.
Yes.
You want to go to those people.
And take initiative with people that make you feel good. Don't think, well, I don't want to ask them to go do, get dinner or coffee because they're probably busy. Fucking ask the question.
Right.
Surround yourself with people that make you think about yourself in a way that brings up the best qualities in you, that you feel that joy. And then on the same breath, start distancing yourself from people that do the exact fucking opposite.
Yep.
And I don't give a shit if they're family.
Yep.
Even more so if they're family.
Family, friends, toxic, get the fuck out.
No. Bye-bye.
Yep. Because all that's doing is, it's really a form of self-sabotage. If you are going to continue to surround yourself with people that you know are not going to support the journey that you're on, you're going to continue to put yourself into the same cycle, into the same patterns, the same behaviors. Make one step towards getting out of that.
Right. And if you truly want to level up and you truly want to be doing what is your purpose, your divine purpose here, you have to start recognizing those things. You have to put, again, boundaries. When you establish boundaries, it will help to align your root chakra in a really healthy way, because you won't be living in fear. You won't be living in that world of anxiety and all of the things that come when you have to be around people that just drain you and suck your energy.
Fun.
All right. Let's bring it on home.
Send them away.
That just made me think of Rusted Root. Send me on my way. I once dated a guy that told me that he thought for the longest time that it was Semi and the Whale.
Excuse me, what?
That's what he thought that they were saying.
I'm glad you did not date this man.
Semi and the Whale.
Any further, I would.
Did you know? Fun fact: you guys know Rusted Root? You young little babies. It's a Pittsburgh-based band, and "Send Me on My Way" is their most famous claim to fame song, and it is such a good song. And we will associate it 100% with this podcast episode, because we will send you on your way into starting the chakra series.
Now I have "Come Sail Away" stuck in my head.
You went the whole opposite direction.
I know.
Come sail away. Send me on my way. Well, that's also a really great song. Name that band.
I can't.
Styx.
Oh, I can.
My husband and I have Kristen and Charlie have been privy to it. We like to play a music trivia game with each other. So I have a lot of stored knowledge in my brain.
I just teach it. I don't actually remember all the artists. It's so terrible. Sorry.
It's not so terrible.
It is. I only have capacity to hold so much up there.
So we've given you exercise. We've given you tips. We've given you a deep dive into what the shoot What the shoot the shot, Greg. What the root chakra is all about. So it is now your job to go off and do some shit. Do the work.
May the odds be ever in your favor. It's a hard one. The root chakra is a hard one.
It is.
I wish you well.
And you guys will have at least 6 weeks before we bring out the next one. So you got plenty of time.
Eat some damn root vegetables and meditate. You'll be fine.
Do all the things all at once. No, just kidding. Don't do it. But do start the journey of exploring your root chakra and taking space for yourself and loving on yourself, because it is important, my friends.
All right.
Until next time.
We'll see you later.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Cha-bye.
Cha-bye? It's like Chobani.
I was going to say ciao. Bye.
Cha-bye.
Chai-bye. Cheerio.
Ooh, chai.
Ooh, yeah.
Chai.
I would love a chai. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.